this is the dashboard now. So what I want to do is to create a project. So I'll come to project here. So I'll click on it. So this is where you create a new project. So for instance, once you click on this, so it pops up. What's the name of the project? QuantSage webinar one. So once you create it, then you check this box. So I've been able to create it. You can see after creating it, jumps straight to AI analysis. So it's telling me to just go ahead and begin my work. But then you can always go back. So it's here. You can see then what happens is that once you start using your project, every module you use starts appearing here. You can see the previous one I did. So I used the data quality in that one. I uploaded data. I also did some charts. I mean, I used the chart session to the AI analysis too. And also I generated some results. So everything I'm doing is appearing here. And the size is 9.3 MB. So that each time I come back and click on it, it's going to take me to the to the files that I've been working on. So in situation whereby so these are the variables I worked on when I uploaded it. I mean, when I used that project. So everything is going to show here. But in situation whereby, because your file saves on your browser, so in situation whereby the data set you uploaded is large and your browser could not keep it for you, it will prompt you to re-upload so that you can continue your work each time you visit your project back here. So I'm going to come back to this one. So now look at it. If you want to edit, you can edit the project. And if you want to share, this is where you share the project with others. So you just click on this and you input the details of the person you are sharing with. So that's how it works. So how do you upload data? So you just come here. So I just cleared the previous data I uploaded so that you can, okay, sorry, that's the, let me go back to this project. So I have that because it's one of my previous project that flow. So this is a new one I just created now. So the page, this is how it looks like. So I want to upload a data set now. So it's just to come to this upload data and click here. So it brings me here and ask me, what do I want to upload? Am I uploading an Excel file directly from my document, from my directories, or I want to upload it from a database? So if, for instance, if I want to upload from RedCap, I'll use this. I mean, my data is live on RedCap and I want to bring it here for analysis. So I'm going to click this button. If it's on ODK, I'll click this button. If it's on DHIS2, I'll click this. If it's on SQL Server, I'll click this. But then you must have access to those database. For instance, if I click RedCap here now, it will tell me to provide the URL, that is the server where I'm uploading from, and then I'll put the API token there. It will import it automatically once I put those details connected. The same thing apply to ODK. You provide the login credentials. You provide for DHIS2 as well. You provide that. Same thing apply to SQL Server. So that's how it works. But for now, I want to upload file from our database, from our local database. So I'll click on this, and then so I want to upload this obesity data, and I'll click on it. So once you see, so after clicking on it, it's going to upload the data set here. So now this is what I was talking about, the variable structure. So look at it. It's going to show you the variable name. This is the patient ID, and it's going to tell you the structure. This one is numeric, the data type. So it's telling us this one is numeric, and then giving some examples of the entries in it, right? So the same thing with age. This is the data type, and then look at it. These are examples of some of the entries in it, just to let us understand the data structure. So this one is gender and is categorical. So these are the entry, male, female, female. Is there any difference in it? So these are one of the things you start that will make you have an understanding of what cleaning should you do in your data set. So for female to repeat twice, yeah, that means something is different between this and this in your data set. So that's one of the cleaning that must be done. But this not where you have the full understanding, but this one is just for you to understand the data structure and the list of all the variables you have in your data set. So you can see. So this everything. So should you want to upload a different file, you just come here. Let's say you mistakenly uploaded one and that's not what you want to analyze. You click here and then you do the same thing. But if what you just need to do is to move on to data analysis and start analyzing, you just click here. So that is that about creating project and uploading data set. So then let's move on with the data quality section. So yeah, the automated data check and cleaning for QuantSage. These are the things it targets. Number one, it will target the variables that have missing values. So it's going to target the outliers. The outliers are um, the data points that is a bit. I'm trying to look for a lay term for it now. So a data or a value that is way different from others. That is, for instance, let's say you have a data set for age of student in let's say SS2, and let's say the common age you have for age range you have for the SS2 student is say is around 12, 13 thereabouts. For instance, say you now have one of them is now 25 years old. So that 25 will be an outlier because the database, this data quality check is going to query that because it's way far from the other and it's going to distort your output. It's going to bias the result that you get. In fact, it's going to make your data not normally distributed, one of the key assumption of statistical analysis. So this module is going to detect that automatically once you upload your data. Then it's going to do consistency check. So this is a cause variable logic and validate that response align with expected pattern. For instance, you have let's say you have a variable in your data set that is asking um, um, for gender, male and female. And you now have another question, it may say a follow-up question asking, are you pregnant? Of course, you should not expect male to answer that question. So this data quality check is going to follow that up to ensure that you did not go and answer either yes or no for a male to ensure that your data is what is consistent consistently logical. So it's going to do that. The other thing it checks is the duplicate records. It's going to flag them for you. It's not going to automatically change them for you. It's only going to flag. So for you to pay attention to them to clean up your data before you, go ahead with analysis. Another thing it does is the type mismatch. I think I explained this earlier too, when you have a variable that the entries are supposed to be yes, no, and then you coded yes as 1 and coded no as 0. So that is going to also ensure that yes, your variable is well defined. So other thing is the encoding issues, character encoding problem, and special character will be normalized automatically. For instance, if you have things like Boolean entries, strings, and the likes in your data set and you upload, so the statistical analysis tools to be able to understand the variable is going to convert them for you. It's going to look at the entries. Are they categorical? It will push them to categorical. Are they numeric? It will push them to numeric so that it's the statistical analytic tool will understand your variable because all the tools, they all have some guide they work with. For instance, you want to do a logistic regression. You don't expect logistic to understand your outcome variable as age, numbers. Outcome variable is the variable that you want to use, you want to ask whether something is causing. For instance, if I want to say, oh, is smoking causing lung cancer? So lung cancer will be the outcome variable in this sense. So let's now say that lung cancer variable. The values I now have in it is numbers 30, 20, 30. It won't make sense. Logistic regression will not understand. So my data, my variable needs to be encoded appropriately for the analysis, for the analytic tools to be able to understand them. So today, what we've discussed at this, but before I run through them, we're going to quickly go back to QuantSage AI and then look at that data quality section that we just discussed. So yeah, we've uploaded our data set, and then here is the data quality section. So I'll just click on it. The data is already uploaded. So once you upload your data here, it's automatically, the data quality section automatically reads it. So this is where it starts from. So we have a dashboard for the data quality guide. Look at it. It's saying the quality, the percentage of the quality percentage of my data set that I uploaded is 0%. Why? There are a lot of critical issues. So it's going to look at the volume of your data set and look at the total issues that you have. And that's how it determines the percentage, the quality of your data, and it measures them in percentage. So yeah, it's flagging 1,517 errors, and then 1,238 of them are critical, while 279 are warning. So critical are the ones that you really need to check. The 279 are the ones that, well, maybe they can pass. They may not be an issue. So yeah, and then the data set here is telling us that we have 2,500 records. That is, the sample size is 2,500, and we have 29 columns. So that is, there are 29 variables in this data set. We've not made any changes, so that's why it's showing 0 here. So as you make edit or you make changes here, this um, card is going to track it to show you the number of edits you've made, correction you've made, and as you are making them, the quality score will be this total issues will be reducing, and once you correct a good number of them, the quality score will start changing. So quickly, let us look at them. So the quality data section have is how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it has 10 different tabs, and all of them work together to uh, support data cleaning. So the first one here is the overview. This now. So the patient ID have 100% quality score. So remember, this overall is computed from everything, looking at the number of issues over the total sample size. So this one is saying, okay, there are no problem with patient ID, no problem with age, no problem with gender. By the time you get to height, there is a problem. It's saying 70% of them are okay, meaning 30% are not fine. Weight, there is a problem, you can see. So once the percentage is uh, going below, the percentage of the quality percentage is going below 60, it starts flagging them as red. And then the same thing, BMI, of course, you should expect that whatever happens to height and weight will affect body mass index, because weight and height, they are calculated. BMI is calculated from weight and height. So then physical activity is fine. Screen time is 88%, not doing so bad, but not that good. Smoking is 100%, alcohol consumption 70. So it has score for each of the 29 variables in this data set. And look at this card here, it's saying there are 2 missing, there are 6 categorical, there are 273 statistical issues, and there are 1,236 range issues. So the range is usually the outliers and things like that. So there are ways to it. If you want to start reviewing your data from this dashboard, is to click view here on the variables that you want to. So if I click view, it's going to come to the issues for that variable. So it has jumped from here to this tab here. Now look at it. The first one here is saying if you check row 71 for variable height, the entry there is likely a what? A statistical outlier. It's saying statistical outlier detected. So this tool use the interquartile range method to check. So it's saying that this 140 fall outside the interquartile range of the data set. So what we need to do is to check if it is correct, and if it is not, we just ignore it, right? Now, you move on to height. The same thing for row 425 of your data set. Same thing, row 705. So it's going to flag all the issues for that variable height. So you have many options to correction. So here, you can decide to ignore it if you have checked and that is the correct value. You just click ignore. And if you think it's a wrong value, you can do manual edits. You click here and it will allow you to change that 40, let's say it's now 120, to apply changes. So it's going to change it. And once you change it, see, it's already tracking it that you've made one changes. This 2000, I mean, this 1000 something has dropped by one. 15, 17 has dropped by one. So it will start, as you are addressing them, it will start changing till you sort them out. Yeah, you can come back to overview. The one we just dealt with is the height. So the other one is, the next one is the weight. You click on it. So it helps you to look at your data sets before doing analysis. So these are the issues. You want to see the data as it is on the spreadsheet. So this is where you come to this issues view, and then you want to see them per variable card. This is where you see that, well, depending on how you love to see your data set. Some people prefer to see it on a spreadsheet like this. They want to see how it looks like. Some people want to understand it from variable level. That is each variable, what is happening. So then that's stop there. Uh, uh, then, okay, before I discuss compute, the outlier here. Oh, sorry, what's going on? Oh, did I save my project? Okay, I saved it. So I can go back to it now. Okay, so sorry, please. I don't know what's wrong with this outlier module. Okay. So what that does basically is, let me go back to the project and then, yeah. So what the outlier does is to track the variables that are having outliers. So they are the same thing you've seen here or here, but here these tabs only contains all the variables that have outliers and what they have. So I'm going to, run a check behind to see what's wrong with this. So then the other option you have is a compute variable. So this one is if you want to generate a composite variable from the list of variables. Say you have weight and height, you want to generate BMI. So this is where you do that. So I can say, okay, BMI for the mass index, BMI new, and then I look for variable weight. So BMI is usually weight divided by height in meter square. So I'm not sure if the height here is in meter or not. So, but there are common formulas there you can automatically pick if it's BMI I want to calculate. But if you want to compute them by yourself, you just put raised to power of 2. So, and then you click create variable. So it's going to generate a new variable for you. If you also want to create percentage, you want to create Z-score, we use this for anthropometric measures when you want to determine whether a child is stunting, half stunting, wasting, overweight, obese, and things like that. So that is used. Also, if you want to compute, let's say sum, mean, the likes, this we use it when we are, especially when we are handling missing data. You compute the mean of a variable or the sum, and then you want to use it to automatically input the missing data. So that's when you use this. So I'm going to skip this now. Then, okay, so the database and the web, we've talked about them, but we can review them again. This at the level of upload, uh, and then if you are pasting from web. So the AI session here, this is where you can now you've uploaded your data set, you've seen the issues flag, you've seen everything, but you now want the AI to help you deal with it. So the AI is analyzing the 15, 17 data issues that we flagged correctly, previously. So it's going to screen them, and then you will start interacting with the AI to say, okay, do this for me, correct that, and so on. So look at it. There are 6 key insights. There are 2 suggested correction, and there are 2 batch operation. The batch operation is going to affect a lot of variables, so whatever decision you take. And then there are 4 of them that requires human being to review. So let's pick them one after the other. Look at it. So the first one is the inconsistent precision in numeric. So it's saying that several numeric column, age, weights, blah, 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 and so on and so forth, they have what? Exhibit highly variable decimal precision. So that's another problem. You have some variable, some of them are in 2 decimal place. I mean, in the same variable, you have some entries in 2 decimal place, you have some in 1 decimal place, you have some in 5 decimal place. It's a bad way of capturing data sets. So you need to address that. Well, if you want, it doesn't mean you will not get results if you analyze. So this you can do what you can easily address them from your um, um, AI powered suggestion. Then again, there are uh, okay. So these are the okay. Sorry, the first one we review. They are the insights to tell you what is going on. So the suggested corrections. So these are the look at it. 95% confidence. There is this variable stress level that has 95% confidence. String NA used for missing data. So currently, there are head A, but your analytic tools does not understand head A. If you agree with me, if you have experience doing analysis on other platforms, head A will be seen as entry. They will be seen as part of your data set or a category. So it's now you that needs to tell your system what it is. So the suggestion that QuantSage is making here is that you set them to null. They will become empty so that if your variable is now running percentage if your analytic tool is running percentage, it's not going to calculate percentage for any. So if you click apply, it sets all of them to null. The same thing with this variable, sugar drink per week and so on, sets them to null. So that is that you can apply the changes and it will clean the data straight away for you. And then the batch operation, these are the batch operations recommended by AI, by the AI. So you read through and then understand what they have. There are a lot of them. It's better to understand before you um, take the batch cleaning so that you are sure. So now this one is for human review. Yes, you cannot leave everything to AI. You also need to do some work to in order to ensure that your data set, you have confidence in your data set. So this one is a outlier review. It's telling you that please go through the height and weight. There are detected outliers for them. You go through. Are these in kilogram? That's for weight. And for the height, are they in centimeter or meter? Please check them to be sure that they are fine before you now, go ahead with your analysis. So the same thing with of course, whatever affects weight and height affects body mass index. So and look at it because look at the new variable that we created. So that's why they are now three. Uh, I mean, there are now four variables: the weight and height, the BMI, the category that we have already, and then look at the new one that we just created now in the course of uh, this webinar. So that's what it does. That's what the data quality section does. And that brings me to the end